This is Rap Soup Review number one. We're doing The Mind of a Saint by Skyzoo. We have never heard about Skyzoo until recently, which I'm not really sure how because this was really good. I checked out his album before his most recent, and that was also really good. So we're going to dive into his discography. But yeah, The Mind of a Saint, it's a really enjoyable listen. I am positive that this album is told by it's rapped from the perspective of a fictional character named Franklin Saint. And it's a guy who is a retail worker or like a store clerk of some sort who turns into a drug kingpin. And the storyline kind of follows that path. But yeah, it was really good storytelling. This album is full of perspective. It's witty. And he's really creative. So I'm pretty excited to dive into this guy's discography. It feels really refreshing for some reason. And he's been around for a long time, so it's nuts that we haven't heard of him, but it's some smooth New York City underground music. I really like the drums and the brass instruments here. But yeah, what do you guys think?
Yeah, you come to find out if you watch us, we like 40-year-old rappers, apparently. It's one of the best demographics out right now to us. And he's right in that. We were watching interviews with him, and he was saying he's actually a big-time ghostwriter. Didn't obviously reveal for who, but you could just make your guesses. One thing interesting about him is that he doesn't swear much or at all. I don't think there's a single swear on this entire album. And not even just the N-word. He refuses to say that because he thinks it's an easy cop out, it's an easy word to lean on in your rap. You can't think of something, just use that. But he even goes above and beyond and just doesn't really swear, but it's not soft content, it's not happy Will Smith rap, it's still hard, grimy, lyrical storytelling. It's really impressive to hear. And it's like I said, it's somebody that we've never even heard of before. That this discography is out there that we didn't know. It's I always feel bad about that, but I'm happy that I finally could get to listening to him. This is really good music from somebody most people don't even know exists.
Yeah, and I think that we're going to start to find some more underground people like that as we move forward with the Rap Soup stuff, because if we're going to review albums and talk about it and find new people, when we're looking, because that's how we found them, right? You looked at the January releases. So moving forward,
I was just seeing what albums were coming out.
We're just going to start checking out everything that's coming out. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of strong songs in this album. I'm going to tell you my top three, and then we're going to have the other two. I did Purity, which is the last song on the album. Straight Drop and Brick by Brick. I think all of them are just real strong lyrically and tell a good story. Brick by Brick sounds like a Griselda beat, which is really interesting. It's grimy and hard and underground. It's definitely a New York beat, which I love. I know you guys like Brick by Brick a lot. You saw the semblance there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's also about selling drugs, which also goes along with the Griselda theme. So
yeah, and not that it's a copy or anything. It's just you notice the similarities in there for that part of the genre. And then there's not really bangers on this album. It's just lyrics, short hooks and just lyrics.
Laid back.
Yeah, but Straight Drop had some energy to it that was fun, especially with the drop ad lib. If you listen, you'll understand that sprinkled throughout the song. Really, is really cool element.
The Beastie Boy sample.
Yeah, exactly. That's where it comes from. Yeah, real sick. And then Purity is just such a good ending to an album. It kind of just runs through. It's almost like a summary of everything that went on. It's a story about the guy. Hamilton, or what was his name? Franklin Saint. It's just a proper way to end an album.
I forget what song it was, but a line that stood out to me that I missed the first two times I listened to the album was how he said that my dad named him after uh, the the guy in what's the show, Charlie Brown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
What are your guys' top threes?
Um, I had Panther and Powder. I thought it was a pretty cool song.
No, it's because they talk about the 10-point program of the Black Panthers, which is
Yeah,
like their set of guidelines. It's like there's a combination of Bill of Rights and a Declaration of Independence to them.
yeah, it was just a straightforward song about the Black Panther kind of organization and what they're looking for. Brick by Brick was another one of my favorites. Just like you said, Mike, it was reminding me a lot of the Griselda guys, Benny the Butcher type music, grimy, selling drugs, all that. And my other favorite was 100 to 1. I thought that was pretty cool, talking about the type of lifestyle that someone selling drugs is living and how it could just come to an end at any time super quick.
Yeah, it's an introspective look at the results and like how he made his mom and other people feel. Not literally him, but the character.
Yeah. But yeah, overall the album was a really nice listen. It was smooth with some jazzy beats. He's very straightforward.
Yeah, a lot of brass.
I love the jazz.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah, it seems like that's a theme with him.
Is it? This is the first album I listened to of his. I didn't listen to.
Oh, his last one. Listen, it's like 10 times more jazz. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I really
like there's instruments on every single song.
It's cool.
And then, all right, Matt.
My top three are Bodies, Eminent Domain, and Straight Drop as well. But I also really liked Panther and Powder and 100 to 1. It was kind of hard to choose my top three because I like all the songs, to be honest. But I've listened to this album twice today so far to try to pick out my top three, and those were just the ones that I marked down. So those are subject to change, but all the ones that we mentioned, they're all good. The whole album's really good, so it's definitely worth listening to. And we've never heard of Skyzoo before, so I'm sure that whoever's watching this maybe hasn't either. He only has like 90,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, so definitely check out this album and his prior one, and then because those are both really good, so it's worth going into his old stuff too. So that's what we're gonna be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what would you guys rank it out of 4? So I guess we've never explained the ranking system, but we're doing it out of 4, not out of 5, not out of 10. 4, if something's a 3 and another thing's a 3, that means like one still could be better than the other, but it's just easier to group albums this way. 4 is obviously all time amazing Kendrick, Eminem, Jay-Z type shit. Anybody could get there, but that's just like what you would think of. 3 just means it's a really good album, totally worth listening to, totally worth checking out. Just not like an all-time classic. 2 is like it's fine, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I probably wouldn't listen to it again. And 1 is just trash.
1's a toss.
So,
2 is okay.
1's a toss.
3's really good. 4 is unbelievable. So I'm gonna give The Mind of a Saint by Skyzoo a 3. 3 out of 4.
I'm also gonna give it a 3 out of 4.
I am also gonna give it a 3 out of 4.
Yep.
Congratulations, Skyzoo. 3 out of 4.
Yeah, it's a wonderful album. Everyone should check it out. Maybe he'll be your new favorite artist. Because whenever I read about him or like see comments underneath, it's always like, I never knew who this guy was. And I listen to his stuff, and now I'm a huge fan. And that's exactly how we feel.
Yep. And let's either make another video or a post of some sort explaining our ranking system.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. This was sick. This was our first review. I think we did fine.
Yeah, and
And
our next album review is going to be Herbert by Absol. So check out that one too.
yeah, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.